Hello folks, I have to be honest with you, I kinda suck at Path of Exile, even though I have several thousands of hours in the game. So, Path of Exile 2 is coming out in early access in a couple of weeks, people are kinda excited. That's pretty good because the developers are clearly passionate and they care about what kind of game they are making. I think the same will be true with Path of Exile 2. It's made by the same team, it's made by the same developers. So, objectively speaking, it will be kind of good. But personally, I have some concerns about the sequel. And these concerns arise from Path of Exile 1. And I believe that there is no reason to assume that these things will change in the sequel. And these concerns have to do with the fact that I'm a certain type of player and I approach playing the game in kind of my way, and I really dislike changing the way how I play just to be more effective at the game, just to change my approach to enjoyment, just to be like stronger character. And I will go through this list in no particular order. I will try to explain it in my own words as best as I can. And a disclaimer that I would like to make is that you have to understand that despite me hating on the game, you can still enjoy it, and it's Path of Exile 1 is definitely one of the best action RPGs out there, and the same can be said about Path of Exile 2. It will definitely be one of the best action RPGs of the decade, if not of all time. Even if Grinding Gear games make some kind of mistakes initially, they will definitely listen to player feedback and work on fixing these issues, as they have countless times before. All that being said, I have my concerns, and I am highly doubtful that they will be resolved, at least some of them, because of the way that I approach playing the game. So let's start the list. Number one concern that I have for Path of Exile 2 is the illusion of choice in terms of building your character. What we have in Path of Exile 1, we have this enormous skill tree. You have 6, if I remember correctly, base character classes, and each of them have 3 ascendancy classes, and you have various types of items with various types of modifiers on them. You have several ways of crafting, you have trading, and technically you see all these beautiful shiny toys that you could make a character with, but in reality it doesn't work that way. You can't really open the game and decide, okay, I will make a character that uses like two-handed swords to punch, to bash enemies really hard. You can't like invest in just physical damage on the skill tree and okay, this will be a glass cannon build and it will be good. You have to have a really nuanced understanding of game mechanics. It is even though there are so many tools, you would think there would be so many like builds that you could make, but in reality, the reality is that there are so many ways you can fail. 90%, if not more, of the combination of the items and skills that you could do without following an external guide are kind of failures, and it is it doesn't really work like in other games. Like, for example, I have recently played Torchlight 2 and Borderlands 3 as comparisons that I might use throughout the video. And in those games, you select a character class, you choose the skills that you like mechanically, and you can finish the game. And you can go to the end game and it will be fine. In Path of Exile, yes, you can finish the story like with some random combination of skills with a crappy character, but once you reach the maps, once you reach the end game, and you start trying to do harder content, and even before, even later acts, your character will die a lot. It will not be able to deal enough damage to kill enemies in a reasonable time. So there is this illusion of choice. That's one of the biggest concerns with Path of Exile, is that you don't really have... there's not enough feedback within the game how you could do things better. If you fail, there's no like easy way to improve it, and the game is not very forgiving. It's not friendly to casual people and to people who don't want to refer to external things, external guides, external to YouTube videos, to wikis about the game. So that's my concern, and I don't think it will change for Path of Exile 2. I still enjoy the exploration aspect, the initial character creation, but yeah, as you invest a couple hours, you can quickly see that your character is shit and it doesn't work. So it's very discouraging for the type of player that I am. So that is my first concern with Path of Exile 2. A second concern is closely related to the first one, which is the sudden bursts in difficulty, which comes from all the combinations of modifiers you can have on different areas like maps, and different monster modifiers and league mechanics, resulting in the fact that you can play the game and suddenly get killed basically instantly without no reasonable amount of warning. And yeah, so the second point, the second concern is this sudden difficulty bursts, and in order to pass them, you either need to have an incredibly tanky character, and once you reach this threshold, it's not gradual. It's not gradual. It's not like you invest like a character that is 10% more health for your character, and it is 10% more health, 10% more tanky. It is either dies or it lives. Like the 10% can do nothing for you, or it can do everything for you. I hope the point I'm trying to make is more or less clear, but yeah, I see it as an issue. For example, in Torchlight, if you have played a lot of Path of Exile and you go into like any other game, it feels very weird that when you play, you almost never get one shot. You have time to react, you have time to move out of the way. And to be honest, in Path of Exile 2, like content reveals, we have seen that the game is sort of slowed down a little bit, and they have worked a lot on telegraphing attacks. But for example, in the final content reveal, which was last week as to the recording of this video, you could see that they can actually still have places in the game, for example in the endgame, with a huge amount of mobs and crazy interaction between the monsters, which can result in you like being one shot without having time to react. And the same thing applies for dealing damage. The combinations of that are possible for the monster defenses and the increases in the difficulty are so steep that if you don't know what you're doing, you can have a character that basically cannot kill rare or unique monsters if they have certain modifiers like regeneration or some stuff like that. So that is my second concern. The third concern was and still is the online aspect of the game, the interactions in terms of trading. So I have over 5,000 hours in the game. I haven't traded with another player a single time because I don't care about that aspect of the game. The problem comes when the difficulty of the content assumes that you have all the tools available to trade for the items that you need to make your character better, to get over like spikes in difficulty. But I don't want to trade. I fucking hate the way the trade is implemented. The good thing, for example, is the recent improvements in terms of the currency exchange, which makes so that you don't have to directly interact with players to trade for stuff which is currency. But as far as I'm aware, there hasn't been any serious talk about doing something similar for items, which is like I don't want to install any fucking external tools to like trade for in-game items and talk with real people. It's a single-player game. You don't have to play it like with other people. I want to play by myself, kill monsters. I didn't come to like to this game to interact with other people. I know that a lot of people find like a sort of enjoyment in playing with others, interacting with others. I don't want any of that. I just want to progress in the game. Okay, I don't really care if I can't access like some kind of super rare items that can be only accessed by trading, but at least let me do harder content without needing to rely on these items. Because it seems like the entire game is balanced around this notion that you will be able to afford like something through trade. So okay, that was hating number 3. Another point that I am concerned about for Path of Exile 2 is actually more specific to Path of Exile 2, which is, and it's not that important as the previous 3 points. It's about the new endgame system, which is sort of like Delve from Path of Exile 1, but sideways. So instead of going to like abstract maps somewhere in Cosmos, you have like this physical location that you explore on the game world, and as you explore it, it's like the revealed territory grows larger and larger. And my concern is that it will become sort of clunky very fast, because it can expand infinitely. And even if you add all these shortcuts and search functions, personally I feel like it would become very clunky, and unless there's like some kind of system to reset it, or where the amount of revealed territory for some reason is reduced, it will quickly become like overwhelmed or overwhelming, and I don't think it's a good thing. But in my opinion, it's not a big deal, and will most likely be fixed if a lot of people find it annoying. So these were the 4 things that I'm concerned about Path of Exile 2, which are the difficulty bursts, the illusion of choice for build diversity, the clunkiness in the endgame, and the trading aspect and the game being balanced around trade. And the last one is the game being online only, which is concerning, not as bad as it used to be when I used to play in hardcore, but it's still kinda... I understand you wish to like prevent cheating and stuff like that. I really don't care about it as a player. I don't care that some other people cheat. So if there are like server connection problems or anything like that, and I can't normally play, it's laggy, it kind of ruins the enjoyment of the game. But personally, it's not such a big deal as the other points I have mentioned. Just included it so I would have nice round 5 points. So yeah, this was my salt. Thanks for watching. What do you think? Do you have... What is your opinion on these concerns? Are they similar or different? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.